To Andrea Berghout Academy. Today we will talk a bit about IELTS Academic, namely the speaking section with all its subsections. I will ask you first, Nelly, for example, what do you know about the IELTS speaking part?
That has three parts. The first one, it has some questions, not so hard. The second one, it's a topic that you have to speak for 2 minutes. And the third one is a discussion.
Okay. Mainly, yes, this is the structure. So in the first part, you will be asked some very simple questions. And here you are advised to give 1+1 answers, that you answer the question straight away, and then you add one piece of detail. This would be the perfect answer for part 1 questions. Then for part 2, you receive a card with a certain situation or a topic on it. And yes, you should talk about it in 2 minutes maximum. Yeah, and you should try to discuss all those things mentioned there, all those bullet points, let's say. And in the last part, which is also considered the most difficult, as you know, the questions are more complex and you don't have time to think about them. And your answer should also be a bit longer than in part 1, for example. You can talk like 3 or 4 complex sentences. Okay, we will start with the first part. I will ask you some very simple questions. So, Nelly, I will start with you. Let's see. Let's talk a bit about your home and your hometown. So, do you live in a house or in an apartment at the moment?
No, I live in a house. It's not a big house, but it's a cozy one.
Okay. Yeah, that would be a perfect answer for part 1. Which room do you spend most of the time in?
Well, that would be the library because I love to read it. So when I have time, most of my time I spend it there.
Okay. How long have you lived in this house?
Well, actually not for long because I've been traveling quite a while and then I moved back at my parents' house for a few months. It's just a settling time to breathe, to relax. And okay. Not for quite long.
That is that would be long enough for part 1. Yeah, you don't have to develop so much the answers here. Is your home near any shops or other facilities?
No, actually, it is. There is. My town is small, and they are not big shopping and actually, for me to be able to find the shop, I have to walk half an hour or maybe more.
Okay. Is there anything you dislike about your hometown?
Actually, no. Because it's small and it's surrounded by mountains and it's silent and it's a place where you can relax and breathe fresh air and just enjoy the silence.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so this was a good example of a part 1 interaction. Let's try some more questions, maybe with Andrea. Let's see. Do you like the area that you live in?
I like it a lot more than I used to live in Uniri because it is more silent, and compared to where I used to live, it was noisy. Sometimes the roads sometimes are under construction, and I didn't enjoy the noise around it.
Yeah. So this answer would be a bit too long for part 1. Yeah, these are some questions that you should go through really, I mean, not really fast, but pretty fast. Yeah, so your answer should be pretty short. Answer the question straight away and then give just one short piece of detail. Okay, let's see. Where do you like to go in your area?
Usually I want to go at shopping whenever it's a must.
Mm-hmm. Okay, where do you like to go? Yeah, that's fine. Danielle, let's see some questions for you. Mhm. Okay. How often do you use a computer?
Oh, I use everyday computer because I need it to search some things on Google and also to learn. And I read some books on my computer.
Okay, perfect. Do you remember the first time you used the computer?
I use a computer like 20 years ago, I think. I see my dad um, uh, wrote some documents on computer, and in that time I learned to use a computer.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything that you find difficult about using a computer?
Not for me, it's not difficult. Maybe some programs who are more sophisticated, but if I look at the tutorials on internet, I learn fast to use that program. So I say it's not.
Okay, all right. And let's talk about some meeting places. Where is your favorite place to meet your friends?
I have to answer.
Yeah.
My favorite parts or places to meet my friends is in some coffee shops because there is a chill atmosphere, and we can speak free there. We can also have a coffee, have something to eat, and yeah, it's a cozy atmosphere at coffee shop.
Mm-hmm. Okay, all right. Good. Another aspect that we should focus on in the speaking part, try not to repeat all the words that you hear in the question. Try to use synonyms for the words, yeah, or any other ways to express the same idea, but with slightly different words. But this is more obvious in the part 2 of speaking, which we will also try now. So we have this cue card. Yeah, you get it. At the exam, you have 1 minute only to think about it. And if it helps, you should write down, some notes, not the whole text. Now, of course, it depends for each person. Here we have an occasion when someone gave you positive advice or suggestions about your work or study. It's a pretty free topic, let's say. So you should mention these: who the person is, what he or she said, how the advice or suggestion affected you, and explain how you felt about it. Before we go into
Can you please repeat the topic?
the topic.
Yes.
So
The main topic.
1 second. I shared the screen. Do you see it on the screen?
No, I cannot see it. I don't know why.
I will. Andrea, do you see it?
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
it's not with me.
Yeah.
Andrea, doesn't like me. I can't see the screen.
Maybe if I share it again. 1 second. Let's try.
Now I see it. Thank you.
Okay, great. No problem. So before we go to the thinking part, let's see if we can find any synonyms for any of the words here, so we don't repeat them exactly as they are given. I mean, if you think about advice or suggestions, what synonyms could we use for these? What does advice mean? Or
idea or thoughts.
Okay. So someone, yeah, might give you some ideas, of course, on a certain issue that you might have. Mhm. More specific. When you ask for advice, you ask for what?
Info.
Yeah, information. Help. You can, yeah, you ask for what? Guidance, maybe. Counseling. And depending on the context, it can mean asking for instructions, asking for directions, yeah, recommendations, anything like this. So basically, when you ask, yeah, for a piece of information in this form of helpful counseling, guidance, yeah. Okay, anything else we could replace? Work. Can we replace work? This idea of work.
Job.
Job. Yeah, about my job, you can say for sure.
Like job performance or something.
Yeah, anything. Yeah, anything related to work works here. Sure. My occupation. Yeah. Maybe about the workplace in itself. Anything related to work. Okay, and for study, depending on what kind of study you were following, yeah, you can just, or talk about your academic years, yeah, about your university years, your high school period. Yeah, so it's not necessary most of the time to repeat the words that they give exactly. Yeah, just replace them. Okay. And keep in mind that in those 2 minutes, you should go through all of these. The order is not necessarily important. So, but it's important that you talk about all of these, like who, yeah, what, how, and explain how it felt. So I will give you a minute to think of an answer, and then we'll talk about it. Okay. Okay. Time is up, but if you're not ready, you can have 5 more seconds. Let's give it a try. I want Andrea first.
Okay. My occasion when someone gave me a positive suggestion about my work was to work together with a nurse while I was learning how to insert a cannula to a patient. The person was an advanced nurse, would try to teach me something new. she said that I did my best. You did your best, and with each practice, you'll make it better. And the advice was make me feel happy because I wanted to advance with the nursing part, because the fact that I lost the practice in the second semester while I was in the last year, that really made me lose some skills. About the advice that she gave me, I enjoyed how she teach me how to insert a cannula, because it will be very important in the future if I want to work as a nurse in United Kingdom.
Okay, that was 1 minute and 40 seconds. From the point of view of time, that would be perfect. Yeah, so I advise you to speak for 1 minute and 30 seconds at least. Yeah, maximum 2 minutes. But if the examiner stops you, it's not a problem at all. It's totally fine. But when they stop you, you should be finished already with all of these. Because if they stop you before and you didn't finish talking about everything that you had to, then you might lose some points there. Yeah. So up to 2 minutes, try to talk about all of these. If you want to continue talking after, you are totally free, but they will stop you at one point. Okay. You said something like this. She said that you did your best. Yeah. So when we repeat someone's words from the past, we have to transform the text, yeah, with past tense in it. It's called reported speech. Yeah. We cannot just say, she said you are the best. Yeah. She said that I was the best. We have to change everything. So how would this sound? So if this person said you did your best,
I mean, it means that I tried at least.
So she said that I did my best. Yeah. So you have to change all of this. This is reported speech. Maybe we'll have a lesson about it, more details. So when you talk about something from the past, a story, even the words that someone said at that point have to be transformed into past tense. Yeah, we cannot keep them in present or whatever they used. Okay, can you tell me the past form for the verb to teach?
Past form?
Yeah, the past.
Teach. Taught.
Okay, that's the one. Yeah, taught. So she taught me. Yeah. Good. And one more thing, of course, vocabulary can always be improved. But one thing that stood out, you said about the advice, I don't know what. It's a bit weird to start the sentence like this. A better way of starting it is a synonym for about, which is regarding. So regarding this piece of advice, I can say, and so on. Or with regards to, yeah, and any other synonyms for the word about. About is also a pretty simple word. You can always replace it and it raises your score if you do. Yeah, so regarding, with regards to, try to keep these in mind because they are pretty helpful. Okay. All right, thanks. Let's see, Daniel.
So the person who helped me, who always helped me to improve my weaknesses is Ina. Ina is my fiancée. She helps me to be more diligent and more organized with my last university exam, because I accumulate a lot of stress. So he wants to help me with this issue. She gave me how to make a plan to learn for 2 weeks, and she listened me daily what I learned in those days.
42 seconds. We need more details.
So I have 2 minutes, right?
Yeah. 1 minute and 30 seconds is also fine. But yeah, we would need more details in this case. But I can tell you, you said she listens me daily. First of all, the verb to listen needs a preposition. She listens to me, if you want. But how can we explain it better? Because I suppose you were studying, learning, and then she was asking questions about that, right?
Yeah.
Or, okay, how can we express this a bit better than she listened to me? So that's something else. If anyone has any ideas. You know, we could express it like she would ask questions about what I learned or what I studied. She would check the knowledge that I acquired, anything like this, more like explained a bit better. Okay. Well, that's about it, because we needed at least 1 more minute of information, yeah, to be enough. The examiners sometimes help you, like if you don't speak enough, but I don't know if you would get the maximum points at that point. Yeah, they sometimes give you like helpful questions.
Okay.
But yeah, we should be able to reach 1 minute and 30 seconds. All right, Nelly.
Well, I am a nurse, so in my line of work, I face a lot of struggles, especially on ICU, where I find death, if not every day, once or 2 days. And it's kind of hard not to take all these feelings and experience out with you, and it's hard to stop them affecting you. So at one point, I had a colleague who had a lot of experience as a nurse, and she told me, listen, when you make sure when you leave these doors, you let all the struggles, all the problems, everything that you experience here inside of this hospital, don't take them out with you. Make sure when you leave this place, you go out, you disconnect, and try to connect with your life. At that point, I was at the beginning, and it was actually very good advice, and I took it, and I'm still struggling to put it in practice every day, because I understand her point, and that would be, if I let these things affecting me, they will affect my life, and if I have my life distress and a mess, it will affect my work. So I'm very grateful for that piece of information.
Okay, 1 minute and 30 seconds. Yeah, but it was very, very nice, very fluent, the way that you talked about that. The only issue was reported speech again. So you should have transformed all of those words. Yeah, that
so you transforming even what she said in the past.
Yeah, exactly. So she said that I should not take the problems with me, that I should, something like this. So don't just repeat their words. We have to transform them, when you tell a story about the past. Yeah, other than this, just a small piece of advice. I would start with, I would like to talk about,
Mhm.
just to have some sort of beginning, and in this way you also add a few seconds to your speech, yeah, and it's polite and nice. You don't start straight away. Yeah, I would like to talk about a moment, a time. Yeah. Okay, let's go to part 3, which is the last one. No, we'll keep this here. So here you just receive the questions, yeah, and you should give a bit more complex answers. They are still related to this topic. I will also put them here. So this is the first one. When should parents encourage their children? Andrea, how would you answer this?
Parents should encourage their children when the children is going to start school, because it will help the children understand many important ideas and
How does encouraging help children?
it helps them to when they are stressed out in a certain situation, they just have to but ignore the problem and continue. For example, he has a test that is not fully prepared, then just gonna have to be prepared the next time. And
Okay, so encouragement, what are some synonyms for this, or for to encourage?
to help them.
Okay, not an exact synonym, but so to encourage means to
Assist or
okay, help, assist,
To lead.
lead, be part of it. So the first one is to support.
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. And then of course there are more things that take place. You help, yeah, you assist, but I think support is the main synonym for encourage. Okay. You said children. Children is plural. What is the singular of this word?
Child.
Okay, yeah, so then children are, and a child or the child is, yeah. Okay, good. At one point you said it as a subject to replace the word child. If it's a person, you know, we cannot use it. You either use he or she, but I advise you to use plural, they, as much as you can, yeah, because we're not really supposed to choose between he or she, right? And it sounds a bit weird if you say he or she does this, yeah, they need encouragement. So use plural, it's easier, yeah. They should be encouraged, they do this, they need that. In essays as well, try not to choose a gender or something only if it's relevant. Use plural, yeah, people in general, and so on. Okay. Another answer for this question, maybe Nelly?
Well, I think parents should encourage the kids from the first moment they see the light of the day. I mean, when the kids are small, we often talk with them. Oh, you did such a good job. Oh, and I think it's actually very important because according to science, the first 3 years are most important in building a child's self-esteem. And plus, I believe this world is so prepared to discourage us and to break us down. And we should make sure we build them strong enough and brave enough and courageous enough to believe in them no matter what.
Okay.
So I believe it's never too much of encouragement. All the time. If you get a chance, all the time encourage your child or child.
Okay. Great. That was a pretty nice answer. Okay. Let's see one more question. This one. Maybe Daniel. Do you think negative feedback is more important than positive feedback?
Okay. Sometimes negative feedback helps more than positive feedback. It depends also that the person who provide the feedback and the way that he provide. Negative feedback, it helps to improve that negative parts in that negative parts in that specific situation. But also I think positive feedback, it's more constructive than negative feedback, or to deliver negative feedback, but also to add some positive things to encourage the people who we talk, because if you deliver just negative feedback, you will I don't know that word.
Maybe we can change it or explain it. What's the word?
When you deliver just negative, only negative feedback, you will see that person is mad, is upset, and it's like you beat that person or something like that. Yeah.
So what is the word that you wanted to say?
Dărâmi, a dărâma.
Okay.
Adică cumva să nu încurajezi, descurajezi persoana respectivă.
Okay, or maybe demotivate, we could say.
Yeah, demotivate.
Okay. All right. You also answered the next question that I had, which was, what are the best ways to give negative feedback? You kind of talked about that as well. So you had some grammar issues. You said that negative parts. What's the issue here? That negative parts.
I have put out plural.
Sorry?
I say that's negative plural or issue, sorry.
So you said that parts. This is the problem, actually.
Yeah, that's part. Or
that is a singular, yeah, it's one thing.
And parts
you
is
want to say those parts?
those parts, yes.
Yeah, plural. Okay, those negative aspects. Good. And one more thing, the person provide is not correct. If it's present simple, the person provides, yeah, S at the end, if the subject is he, she, or it. Okay. Right. Well, I think we could stop here with these. I have one more part to speaking task, but I will leave this one for you if you want to write your answer, actually, in an email or in a comment for the video. Yeah, and we can give you feedback on that. And I also have some part 3 questions related to it if you want those as well. Okay, do you have any questions about the speaking part? Anything unclear?
You're going to put these questions on the chat?
The questions? What
Yeah, this one and the third part.
This.
Thank you.
I will. Okay, then. So then I will stop sharing. This was the lesson for today. We did some practice of all the parts, and yeah, as I said, please work on your vocabulary as much as possible, because having synonyms for most of the words really raises your score. Yeah, grammar is also an important part that can be solved pretty easily through practice. Yeah, and it's actually not difficult to receive a high score in speaking. Yeah, you just need to be natural, to believe in your ideas. Yeah, there are no wrong answers. You should keep in mind that the focus of the examiner is on your English, like on vocabulary, on grammar, not necessarily on your ideas or opinion. Yeah, you can have any opinion possible as long as you answer the question. Yeah, good. Then that was it, and I'll see you at another free lesson. Have a nice day.
Thank you.